What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Ty here from Ty Drives with a GoPro strapped to my head, and today we're going to be taking a test drive in the 2026 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. Before we get behind the wheel, I'm going to do a quick walk around, open a couple doors so you get a brief idea on what this car is all about. So the Rock Creek, more aggressive styling up front. We have glossy black and lots of orange accents. We have LED headlights. We also have different wheels and tires on the Rock Creek. We actually get all-terrain tires on this car with 17-inch wheels, so we have a little bit more sidewall for some tricky off-road maneuvering. Down the side, we have cameras on either of the mirrors for 360 cameras. We also have this big, giant, very sturdy metal roof rack setup. So very, very cool. Taking a walk around the side, we have partial LED taillights. And again, all of our lettering and stuff is blacked out with orange accents. So pretty good looking vehicle, if you ask me. You got the reverse camera, you have the rear parking sensors, and a powered trunk. Inside the trunk, there's a good amount of space, as you would expect. This particular one has the all-weather liners and the cargo protector, but you could split fold the seats 60/40, and there's a spare tire underneath. In the rear seats, there is plenty of space, and we kind of have a combination of leatherette and a black cloth on the inside. Plenty of space for a guy my size. I'm 5'10", so we have plenty of legroom back here. A couple of air vents and chargers. Notable features up front, we have nice amount of orange stitching and accents on the inside too. Got all our mirror controls and window adjustments like normal, adaptive cruise, and various safety functions on the left side. We have auto start stop trunk release, and nice looking seats for the driver and passenger. We even have the Rock Creek embroidered. Power driver seat with two-way lumbar and a manual passenger seat. Now once we slip in here, we can see nice looking steering wheel. It's kind of small in the hands. You have nice soft leather stitching, orange accents, and same with the dashboard. So different seats, slightly different steering wheel in the Rock Creek, so it's not just a exterior thing. Now, we just fired up a somewhat new powertrain. I think this has been out for a couple years now, but we're going to test it out and see what it's like. Now, we have a warning popping up, just driving aid, radar interference. I think just because it's been a little bit of a misty morning, I should say. There might be a little bit of mist left on the front sensors. My car does the same thing. So, but brief overview, we have an 8-inch touchscreen with wired CarPlay. We also have heated seats in the front, dual zone climate control, and CVT transmission. We also have some mode selectors too, which is pretty cool. So we have normal, eco, sport, and a couple of off-road modes. So we have snow and off-road. So pretty cool with a hill descent. Now, what's cool is when you put in off-road, the cameras pop up. So we have the front view and the two front tires, so that's pretty darn cool. So a little bit of an off-road flair to the Rogue. Let's buckle up here for safety and see what it's like to drive. Okay, setting off in the Rogue Rock Creek. A little bit of a riddle to say that name, but it definitely conveys the experience that you get with this Rock Creek. So first road here is more of a main road, so a little bit higher speeds. We'll test out the sound levels, comfort levels, all that good stuff at these speeds, and immediately you do get a little bit of noise from the all-terrain tires, but that is to be expected with an all-terrain tire setup like this. It just kind of adds to the character of this trimable and kind of makes it a little bit more off-road focused. Other than that, sound deadening sounds, you know, pretty average. You do get a little bit of whir from the cars that are oncoming, and you know, up at 45 miles an hour, it feels pretty good. The steering is very, very light, which is what you want for a car in this class. And our next adventure is going to take us for an acceleration test, in which we're going to switch it on over to our sport mode, which changes up the ratios a little bit in the CVT transmission. We have a nice straight shot right over here. We'll let the traffic go by a little bit, and we'll see what we can do as far as the acceleration goes. So we'll give this guy in the Camry a little bit of room here. I like to get it up to like 25, about 20 miles an hour, and just see what we can do. So here we go. So actually pretty impressive acceleration given what we're working with here as a powertrain. So pretty new powertrain under the hood. It's been here for a couple years now, but really the first time I'm getting to drive one. So this is a 1.5 liter turbocharged inline 3-cylinder engine. It's good. It's got some pretty good horsepower though. It's got 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. So I'd say pretty impressive figures, especially coming from a 3-cylinder engine. Now, granted, it is a pretty large 3-cylinder engine. Like, there's a lot of 4-cylinders out there that are 1.5 liters or even 1.4, 1.2 liter engines. So pretty big 3-cylinder engine, and that's how we get the power. So again, pretty impressive acceleration. This, of course, being the Rock Creek and the Platinum trim will both come standard with all-wheel drive. And also with a CVT, or continuously variable transmission, which really isn't too bad. It does good at keeping the RPMs nice and low. Now we're in sport mode right now, but if we shifted it right over to eco, drops the RPMs nice and low. Even to the auto or normal mode, drops the RPMs nice. And in sport mode, you know, it keeps the RPMs, you know, higher, vice versa. So, you know, and it also simulates gear shifts too. So it's not just this constant droning at 6,000 RPM. It actually does a pretty good job at simulating gear shifts. Now, a pretty bumpy road here. I'm going to close my mouth for a second just so you can listen. And it actually does pretty well over the bumps. I'm surprised. Very comfortable ride, given that we have just 17-inch wheels and some pretty beefy all-terrain tires. You get a little bit more cushion over these bumps in the road, and that is a pretty rough road. I have to say, this did pretty well. We have a corner right here. Not going to do anything too crazy. Just feel out the body roll. Little bit of body roll. We do have a, you know, higher roof. This is an SUV after all, a crossover SUV after all. So we're going to feel a little bit of up high weight. And there's a pretty hefty roof rack on this car too. That's all steel, or at least like feels like steel. So that's a little bit of weight up high. And you get that kind of toothbrush bristle sort of feeling with these all-terrain tires. Snow tires, all-terrain tires, they all kind of give you that little bit of vagueness when going around a corner, but you do get that a little bit here. Other than that, I'm pretty impressed with the way this drives. The engine is nice and quiet, although you do get a little bit of a different noise that comes from that 3-cylinder, almost a 6-cylinder noise. But it does sound different, but it actually sounds pretty good. I think it sounds a little bit better than a 4-cylinder engine. Again, steering is very, very light. Gives you a quick access to the steering, a quick ratio to the steering, I guess you could say. And let's take a quick pause. All right, so just getting through our road work here. Now, one thing I'm surprised to see on this Nissan is auto start stop. So for years and years, Nissan was really late to the game with the auto stop technology, which is totally fine by me. I'm not really a big fan of it. So that's in addition to this vehicle, just a quick tap of the button on the left side and it gets turned off, and you're good to go. The engine will stay running. Now what's pretty cool here too is in the middle of your two very traditional gauge cluster, actually, you have a kind of digital portion where you could show, which I'm showing right now, is your boost pressure for the turbo and a kind of eco versus power gauge. There's also a gauge which shows you, you know, what kind of power is going to each wheel for that all-wheel drive. So that's pretty cool. Now, one thing I'm also pleasantly surprised about is that's a big roof rack mounted on the top there. And usually once you do the roof rack thing, you get, you know, quite a bit more noise, wind noise at least. And that's not so in this case. Maybe if you had a sunroof, you know, a little bit more, you know, less sound deadening material and things like that. But really, you know, not a whole lot of noise coming from that roof rack, which, you know, again, does tend to give you a little bit extra wind noise in the typical scenarios. Brakes are very light and throttle response is pretty punchy. We'll give it a nice little acceleration when this light turns green here. Yeah, so very, very quiet engine, and again, you could see and slightly feel those makeshift gear changes, which is pretty cool. Adds a little bit more of a natural driving experience for the CVT transmission. And to sum up the vehicle, with the time that I've had, I'm pretty impressed with this car. You know, this car stickers for about $36,000, which is, you know, it's pretty on par with the competitors. You know, Equinox has active trim, which has the, you know, the all-terrain tires and different interior and whatnot, and it's about the same money. So I'd say pretty good value for the money. The tech is starting to be a little bit outdated, but if you go to the Platinum trim, well, that fixes everything. You get a bigger touchscreen digital dash. But yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good bang for your buck. And that pretty much ends this video as we close back in on our Nissan dealership. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you also click on our full features review video down at the bottom. Again, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you stick with us for future reviews.